Hello and welcome everyone. Sorry about the little delay there. Hopefully you are all having a great Saturday. It's afternoon here, and not sure what time it is where all you are, but I hope you're ready to write some C# code. So we are going to continue where we left off. We've been working on a C# chatbot. Evening, person with a hexadecimal name that I'm not sure what it is. and I'd have to look it up to see what those characters are. Greetings, Black Elvis. Welcome back. Okay, so what we were working on last Tuesday, we missed our Thursday stream. Sorry about that, everyone. I was at a conference speaking about C#, so that was that was fun. The bot has been sitting. I did not do any additional code to it while we were gone. But the piece that we were working on before, that we should note, is the Hangman game that we were working on. And it looks like we are a few commits behind master, so we must have made changes to it. The chatbot is not rule-based yet. We are doing something that's kind of similar. Most of what we've got is command-based, so it would be a strategy pattern more than a rules pattern, so more than like a rules engine. But they're interrelated in that a rules engine really is an implementation of the strategy pattern anyway. So it's kind of like that. If you think of it as the rule being triggered by a command, then yeah, we're pretty similar. So that's how that works. Alright, so I am going to go ahead and get us a Git shell running, and we can take a look at that. I hadn't realized that we were not running on a brain do your thing. That we were not running on a branch that was on latest version of master. I was thinking that we hadn't pushed any other commits in, but I'm going to take a look at which ones we are missing from master and bring those in. So what were the most recent changes to master, I wonder? Oh, they were instructions and configuration stuff. Okay, yeah, so that will not make any difference. I forgot about that. We got a pull request that I brought in. All right. We are not doing any machine learning or fancy AI stuff in here. We might do some of that at some point, but most of what we're building right now is we're currently doing a few games, and we're going to start adding overlays to our stream and doing some interaction like that, where certain things will trigger that to happen. And most of these right now are not going to be items like figuring out, what people are saying, and we're not going to do like a moderation bot, for example. That's not our intention with this one. Are you still going to be working on the soundboard as well? I do intend to continue working on the soundboard, and in fact, I am probably going to integrate that with this one, rather than continuing it on as its own piece. But I could keep them separate if people want me to. So let me know on that one, and if you do want me to keep that as a separate application, I will. It is, for those of you that don't know, the soundboard that Black Elvis is referring to is a system tray only application that uses keyboard shortcuts to play audio clips. So think a Twitch streamer presses a button and then it plays like sad music or happy music or something like that, so that there's a mood to the stream. And so that's essentially what we were building, is one of those. So, because we thought it would be interesting. I've never built a system tray only application before. It's not something. Most of what I do is web development. I have done some desktop application development. I've done mobile development, Android, and iOS, and I even did some Windows Phone back in the day for a couple of companies, clients, I should say. But system tray only applications, not one I've hit very often, because it's most applications tend to be business applications, so that's a lot of what I've done, and they generally don't want a system tray only thing. Usually when you're doing a Windows application for a business, they want this full-blown thing. yeah, so I will work on it at some point, Black Elvis, and then we'll be able to figure that one out. So anyway, so back to this. So we had our Hangman game going, and I was thinking about implementing a password thing while you guys weren't here, and then actually making it so that we could try it out. Right now, the only word that you can attempt to guess in it is this one. We're not doing a random word selection yet. But I could do that very easily. All we would have to do is just make a read-only list of string and make this the, I don't know, we'll call it the word list, the word dictionary. So that'll be the word list. And actually, I am not going to do this. I'm going to have it be initialized in the constructor instead of like that. So we're going to have a private read-only word list that gets initialized by the constructor. And actually, I'm wondering if I really need those in here or not. I don't remember what we were doing with that. Been a little while. So we're going to pass in that word list. It's going to come from somewhere else. And then what I want to do is make password be a property. So let's call this password for now, and because it's lowercase, I can use the same name. And then we're going to make this a full-on getter. And what I want to do is have a backing field for this. So we're going to have, this is the password. And what I'm going to do is this. I am going to say, let's see. If the password is null, then we are going to select a new password. So if it's null, then password is going to equal, let's see, word list. Now I need to select a random one of these. How do you order a list? Oh, right, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to order by, and then here's what we're going to do. Don't shoot me, guys. So we're going to order by a new list, and then we're going to grab the first or default from this. And yes, rock, paper, scissors is still working. I will go ahead and join that game with you. So I'm going to grab the first item off of that list, sorting by a random GUID, and then we are going to return password. Okay. So that is how we're going to get that running, and now I actually want to make this an expression body, so we're just going to, whoops, nope. No. Bad resharper. There we go. That's the one we want. We didn't want an expression-bodied getter. We want a full expression-bodied read-only property, which is a little nicer. So that's going to do our random password selection. And then that is going to... if that gets reset, then we're going to do that. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll work. We now just need to give this thing a word list when we create it. So where can we get its word list? It needs to have this word list come from somewhere. So new list of words. For now, I'm just going to hard code in a couple of words here. And we will pull this out into a file or reference it online or something like that. Apple, banana, orange, mango, watermelon, grapes, pizza, pasta, pepperoni, cheese, mushroom, would be another good one. People are going to shoot me for that one. Putting C++ in there as a word. Oh, no one won. Sorry, Black Elvis. Let's see. Null reference exception. There you go, everybody. There is your list of words that you have to play with. That's what you get for now. Alrighty. So that word list will get passed in here, and then I'm going to get rid of that password. I didn't capitalize anything, did I? Okay, good. Alright, so now everywhere that we had password, we're going to use password instead. Because our previous one was a constant, and now we're selecting one. So there should be a method that resets the game, and when it resets the game, we want to go to password and set it back equal to null again, and then it will do a new selection of the password when we attempt to get it again. So that ought to trigger it. Automated action system. Right, because we were going to actually have some automated responses to this. Okay. So, what I'm going to do now that that's running is I'm going to go ahead and restart the bot, guys. So we're going to go ahead and recompile, run the bot again, and it'll rejoin the chat now and say hello when it gets there. So this C# bot is going to come in here, and we get to play Hangman now. So if you want to guess a letter, just say... wait, why didn't Hangman start? Isn't it Hangman? Oh, is it capital H? Yeah, that task to get rid of case sensitivity on commands is seeming a higher priority. It's not difficult. It's just, you know, going and doing it. So, there we go. So, I did find some letters. Why don't you guys take a guess? Yeah, just do Hangman and a letter. Black Elvis, if you want to give that a shot, that's a pretty good one. Just changing it so we're doing a case-insensitive compare. Not a difficult thing. Just when we were putting things together, I think I just did an equals equals, which obviously doesn't do case insensitivity. But it wires up nicely for just testing things out in a demo. So. Okay. Yeah, you can. So keep in mind, you can check with Magnus and just say, hey, you know, I want to tackle this one. I'm sure Magnus would be fine with you jumping in there and doing it. I would just check and make sure that he didn't already start writing the code. Try messaging him on Discord. And for anyone that's not in here, if you do want to talk with me or any of the other people in the Dev Chatter community, you can join our Discord. I just had the bot post the link to it in chat. That is just a chat application that we use. And if you are looking for... Oh, and there's Magnus. And if you are looking for where our code is that Black Elvis is talking about, that is out on our GitHub. And it's github.com/devchatter. And I also just had the bot post that as well. So you'll see that in chat. Okay. So there is that piece. It now does a random selection from a list of words. And Lumen, you can play Hangman. So guess a letter. Whoops. Yeah, with a capital A. So go ahead and see if you can solve our... Oh, I know the word. I know it already, guys. I know it. Almost like the word list only has like a dozen words in it, and I was the one that wrote the list. You got Lumen, you got to do a capital H right now. And thanks, Magnus. There you go. Now I think someone can figure out that word. So that's all there is to it. Okay, so that's all it does right now. Pie. That word looks ridiculous. Okay, so let's go ahead and make this game actually work. Okay, so doing the Hangman game is triggered based on commands. As commands call those, we're doing that. The winner of the game isn't currently getting any points, so we'll give the winner of the game some points. No points for you. Congratulations, you won this pointless game. No points for you. Okay, so that's not what we want to do. What we want to do is go to currency generator dot add currency to. And we want to add currency to someone, and that is our chat user. And 1 second, guys. Sorry about that, I'm back. Alright, so, if you want to guess the, if you want to guess the word, just type in the full word instead of just individual letters. And we aren't currently making you guys lose if you do that. Although I should be nice to you guys about one thing, actually, when you guess a letter. Now that I think about it, I should be much nicer to people like Lumen. I'm going to 2 lower that. Lumen, you passed a polygraph? Well done. You should receive coins when the bot throws an exception. I disagree, Magnus. If the bot throws an exception, that's a terrible thing, and we should all be sad together. Okay. Here's your generator to add currency. Okay, let's take a look at what we've got for this. So the first thing we do is we take a list of names of the people that get currency as part of this. So I am going to only be giving it to the person that actually got the word. So we're going to say chat user.displayname. Nope, not chat client. Chat user.displayname. And then the number of tokens that we're going to add. Right now, I'm going to make a field. We're going to make this a constant because it's going to be configurable later. So we're going to do an introduce constant that tokens to winner. We'll see. There's your chicken dinner, guys. Let's see. So we're going to do that. So 25 coins. There will not be chocolate. No chocolate. Have you guys ever seen Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? If I tried to send you chocolate through the internet, it would end up really small anyway. Yeah, see, I think Black Elvis might have figured out what the word is. I think he did. All right, so we're gonna give 25 points to the person that got that. And actually, I want to do one other thing before I restart this bot, guys. And you're all gonna kill me for this, so I apologize for that in advance. So I am going to reduce the amount of currency that you get just for sitting around watching the stream. Because I'm a terrible person. Yeah, you can put in all the letters and you don't automatically get it. Yeah, Lumen, that's why I said I was going to be nicer to you. You didn't see the change I did. I actually fixed it. Someone go ahead and guess the word. Type in the whole word there. Good, and type it in, come on. Come on. Okay, so I'm going to win it. Congratulations, you won! This pointless game, no points for you. And yes, spelling matters, Magnus. Alright, now the reason I went and solved it is because I just need to do this and restart the bot, because now there will actually be points that we're going to give away to the winner. Congratulations, person. You won the game. Add currency to that. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and start the bot back up. Yeah, sorry, Magnus. Alright, here we go. Bot's gonna be running again, guys. So feel free to attempt to win on that one. Magnus, why don't you start a game of Hangman going there? Since you can. Oh, that's hilarious. It let you start it anyway? Well, I screwed up apparently. Congratulations, Black Elvis. Whatever I did didn't work. That's funny. What did I do? I don't remember doing that. Everyone, where do I do the subscriber check? If it's null or white space, attempt to start a game. Okay. And then what's it do when we attempt to start a game? Oh, that's funny. I forgot to do this. I'm amazed you never caught that, Magnus. Man, you're usually the one that always tries to do that. There you go. Congratulations, Black Elvis. You hacked it. We forgot to return on that one because we were doing little safeties like that. So, that's pretty good. Totally hacked. Master pen tester right there, hacked into the bot. I assume that you guys all spotted that when we first did that before and were like, ooh, I don't want to tell them about that one. Let's see, so this is... Yeah, exactly, the testing wasn't done. So, I guess we can do this in either one. Depends on where you guys want to do it. So, we're going to do this. We're going to go ahead and add get status. So, get add. We're going to add in the generator. We modified that. In the amounts, we changed the command to help Lumen. We changed the game with these new features we're adding, and we adjusted the setup bot with our new list of words. So we're going to do a commit, and we're going to say that we added random words and points for winner. fixed sub-only requirement. Okay. I'm going to push that up, and... see Black Elvis? Notice you put in the capital T and it dropped it to a lowercase, so looks like that is working. E has already been guessed. Let's try, is it Ruby? Oh, that's not the word. Oh, I know it. I know it. I know it. It's a good one, guys. Dang it, I was wrong. I think I just gave away what it is. Okay. Alright, so we did that. So the next thing that I want to do is... so it's kind of chatty when we play Hangman right now. Yep, there you go. Hey, Black Elvis got it. You won the game. And that actually should have given you coins for that now, too. So that should now be working. So the next thing that I want to do is a more complicated one, but I wanted to get this game kind of working first. So it now gives points for that, and there are a couple of other nice things that we could do for it. Yeah, exactly. You guys are rich. That's already been guessed. That's not the word. Congratulations, you won the game. I think this is certainly not a done game at this point, but I think we've got enough in here to actually move on to something else and come back to the Hangman game later. So we'll see. All right. So what I'm going to do is I am going to jump over to GitHub. We're going to go ahead and pull request this game into the main game, into the main branch, and we're going to call this simple Hangman game, because I want to get this into master and start adding a couple of other things, because I've got some interesting stuff that we want to add to the game, and before I can do that, we will want to make some changes significant enough that I don't want to have branches sitting around while we're doing it, if that makes sense. So, let's go ahead and make this work. So that's been merged in. Let's jump over to the master branch. Go ahead and pull latest on that. We are going to now get rid of our Hangman game. Let's get ourselves a new branch. What are we going to call this? Hype overlay? Yeah, we'll call it that. Okay, I don't know who has been looking at our GitHub issues list, but if you have been looking at our GitHub issues list, you'll notice a couple of things that we did add in here. I added a show hype on screen command. Let's see. So for this issue, I want to create a hype command that isn't, we'll call it an overlay command or something like that. Because I think that makes sense as a category. We'll see. I may fall back on that. Overlay commands are going to be ibot commands. So we're going to implement our missing members here. These are going to need to get set in constructor. And then process, that's fine for now. I'm going to make a derived type immediately called the hype command. Have you tried the power mode extension for Visual Studio? It looks fun on stream. I haven't. I will take a look at that. It's I'm assuming I can find it in here. I assume that's the one that Fritz was using. What's it? Any idea what it's called? You said it's called Power Mode Extension? Power Mode, there it is. Alright. Give me 1 sec. And I'll restart this. Yep, hang on a sec, guys. Bringing this stuff up. That's my no peeking screen. I like it. You guys like the no peeking screen? Alright, there we go. I'm back. I know you all missed me. Yeah, isn't that good? I use that for when I need to mess with things like my OAuth token or something like that. I think C# Fritz finally started switching to another screen for that. I was telling him forever, I'm like, quit trying to hide it on other monitors and things like that. Just put up like a no peeking screen. It's super easy. I yelled at him a bunch of times about that. I think he finally did it. Okay, so you're saying that I have some kind of thing that's doing something now? All. And you're saying I've got a power mode one or something? Power or something or other? Power mode? Power mode? It's not in here. Oh. Whoops. Alright, my bad. Hang on. No, I didn't actually install it. I forgot. It opens up the Visix installer on the other screen, and I didn't actually go click it. So I'm gonna have the bot leave while we do this. Just because I am messing with Visual Studio stuff. Alright, now it says it's installed. So, 1 sec. The weird part is when I toss up the... Yeah, so the reason I toss the no peeking up there is because... I don't know, I've got, like... I guess there's nothing really. You guys can see the demo apps that I used for the presentation that I was running. It's just, you know, in case I open something weird, like client software for someone. I don't know if you know this, but at most consulting firms, their client lists are confidential, so I can't actually say the names of a lot of clients I've worked with for, like, some amount of time usually. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it, Magnus. I would go the other route of, like, restart of changing how we load the services and make it so that you do like a restart of all the services or something like that instead of like an app restart. I think that's probably the way we want to go with that. Okay, so you're saying that I've got interesting stuff now and that the extension's installed. Let's confirm that it's installed this time. Power mode. There, okay, it's here. Alright. So, does it do something interesting when I do a build? Well, I'm gonna run the bot then. We'll bring it back in so you guys can call commands on the bot now. There we go. So it's back in. Let's see. Oh, when I write code. Alright, well, I will be writing code for this, so that's fine. The hype command is going to be a... let's see. Oh, man, that's weird. User role. We'll say subscriber for now. And the command text is hype. So the hype command will not actually have any requirements to actually run it. Disable the jumping in options. So options, power mode. I'm assuming power mode, there it is. What's the jumping? Screen shake? There it is. Okay. Alright, so here's what we want to do. So we have a hype command that we want to run. If we're going to make this hype command work, it's going to be an overlay command, which means we're going to need to actually have some kind of overlay for this to trigger. No, there's no hype command yet, Janiscu. Give it a sec, give it a sec. So what we're going to have is set up bot. We're going to add our new hype command to the list of commands. Hype! There it goes. Alright. Hype command isn't going to do anything fancy, I don't think. Whoops. Okay, so we're going to have a public virtual void process. Which means we're going to override our process command for this one. Currently that's going to do nothing because I don't know what that one's going to do yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say chat client sends message, you triggered the hype command. Hype. And that's all I'm going to do for now, just to confirm that it's working. Sorry guys, I'm actually going to end before you get to do that rock, paper, scissors game. Sorry about that. I just want to get this hype command to at least write to the chat. You triggered the hype command, hype. Okay, cool. Alright, now you guys can play a rock, paper, scissors game. It'll probably be a minute before I do another one. So here's what we're going to do. I want to make a new project in this, and I want to make it a .NET Core web application project. And we're going to call this one devchatterbot, devchatter.bot.web. So this will be our web project for this. Really? Hype's in there on my list. Did I make it streamer, or did I make it sub only? Maybe I made it sub only. If I did, I'll probably change it to everyone. I was just picking a thing off a list. Okay, so for this, we want to do a web application. For now, I'm going to have it running locally, so I'm going to start it without any authentication. Although maybe I should put authentication in because then it'll give me my database. No, we're accessing our database in the other one, so we don't need to. We want to use ASP.NET Core 2. So, yeah. And I don't have any intention to put it in Docker, so... Ah, yeah, see, Magnus can hype it up. I will probably make that everyone. Yeah, see. Yep, there it is. So it's working, it's there. And the cool thing is, that's why I like the commands command, is because it actually shows you the commands that you can run. That's why I like our commands command so much. Okay, so we should have this web project now, which is kind of cool. In theory, the web project could be what the bot actually is at some point. Because we could just initialize it in here as part of our startup or something like that. Not sure. So, we'll see. No one won. We should actually fix that on that one at some point. Okay, so we are... So we comment there. What I want to do is just confirm that this project is running. So let's go ahead and do a view in Chrome. And I'm actually not sure which Chrome window it's going to grab for that. Hey, it got the right one. Cool. I have a lot of Chrome windows open, as you can probably guess. And it picked the one that was on your screen, so that is fan-freaking-tastic. That's great. Alright, so devchatter.bot.web. Alright, that's cool. So for those of you that don't know, Razor Pages is the newest way of doing UI in ASP.NET Core. It is really fantastic. I am a huge fan of it and everything it does. I cannot say enough nice things about the new way of doing things. So if you haven't taken a look at it, I highly recommend it. It is great. Alright, so what do we got? We did a... what did we do for namespaciness? Did I do anything weird in these? devchatter.bot, devchatter.bot, devchatter.bot.web.bot.web. Sounds good. Okay. I think that set of namespaces and assembly to generate is perfectly valid. And what I want to do is I want to make an overlay screen, I think. And then have some way of triggering it. So let's go ahead and add that in. We'll call this... we'll call this overlay for now. Maybe alerts. We'll call it alerts. We'll make this the alerts page. We're just going to go generic for now on that. So, I don't know why it's taking that long to generate that code. That is like the simplest thing to scaffold here, guys. Alright, so we want to do an alerts page, and I'm not sure exactly how I want to set this up yet. This is a pretty simple thing, but let's take a look at what we get. So, I should now be able to navigate to an alerts page if I do a build. So let's take a look at /alerts. Alright, so our alerts page is here. And I actually don't want it to use the existing layout, now that I think about it. So I'm actually just going to nuke the alerts page and make a new one, because it'll scaffold it for me with the right pieces if I do that. So we're going to add a new Razor page, and I don't want to use a layout for this one, but I do want to generate a page model. So we're going to do alerts again. And so what this is going to do now is it's not going to have the main layout around it. See, it did layout null and actually has like the full HTML page in here now. So what I want to do is put in an H1 and say hype world. Maybe. So what I'm going to do at first is I'm just going to put this on our page so that we can see it on stream. Let's take a look at what it makes when I build this and run it. I think I built. Hopefully I built. If I didn't build, this isn't going to work right. Okay. So now you guys want to see this show up on stream. So in order to do that, I need to go into our editor. And I'm going to do a couple of things inside of Streamlabs really quickly, but I'm still here making this change. So I want a browser source. And yeah, I'm using Streamlabs OBS, which works well enough for me. The new source that I want to access is a dev chatter alert. And this is my URL for it for now. Custom CSS background, blah, blah, blah. Shut down source when not visible. Refresh browser when scene becomes active. Alright, I don't know what that's going to do. Oh, hey, cool. There it is. It says Hype World. You guys can see that on the screen, I assume. So that's kind of neat. Yes, I'm going to hard code in a style. Someone shoot me. Look at that. That's really awful and painful, isn't it? How frequently is this page refreshing in the browser, I wonder? Maybe I actually have to make the page actively refresh. Maybe it really does need to be connected. So this might need to be a page that is actually talking to the server and finding out what's going on and responding accordingly. Not 100% on that. We'll have to figure out how we want to do that. But we are getting that on here now. And what happens if I stop the server? And if the server were not running and I did that? So we're going to stop the site. And let me see if I can cause this thing to refresh. Properties. Hang on, let me click that. There we go. Did it refresh? Yep. And there's no text on it. Yeah, so we're gonna connect SignalR to it there, Magnus. That's how we're gonna connect this. We just haven't done it yet. I just wanted to see like sort of how this works and kind of fiddle with it. So you guys can't tell, but it's still on the screen. And you shouldn't see any dev chatter alert stuff going on right now. But yeah, that's how we're going to have to do it. And my plan is to have our little hype guy appear on screen. Essentially, we could load that from somewhere. We could just put the image on here, but that's the idea. So, okay. So in order to make that happen, I'm going to want to do a couple of significant changes to the bot. So here's what we're going to do, guys. So my options here, I could have it so that our command line bot calls the web browser through an API, calls my localhost browser, and triggers stuff to happen in it. So that's one option. The other option is I can move the bot logic into the actual web project itself, which I might do, and then our bot ends up being a web project instead. And I think what I would want to do with that, since we're not currently configuring, is make it so that it runs but doesn't actually load a page. So we're going to say don't launch the browser, which I think I can do. And then we don't want that to be our URL. What's a good URL for our bot, guys? 1337? Alright, it'll be 1337. Do we want that? No, we're just going to do this. So we're going to do 1337. Because this is our elite bot. It's really great. We're going to make this our startup project. And we're going to go ahead and run it. So it should be running. Let me confirm that it is. It is. Okay, so the other bot is still going. But what I'm going to do, so sorry guys, I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this for now. We are going to try and shift the bot over into here. So essentially, we just need to yank the startup away. So I'm going to make a folder. We're going to call it startup. Is there going to be a problem with having a startup namespace and a startup class? Maybe I don't want to deal with that. Well, we'll find out. If we run into the problem, we'll run into the problem. Okay, so I'm going to shift those into there. Get rid of this. Pull our app settings.json. Whoops. I'm actually just going to copy it over into this one. There we go. Add a comma. There we go. So now we've got those in there. I really do need to group some of these bits up together, like the Twitch ones, into an object that does that. I just we originally started that way and just switched it back to this for now. Doesn't make a huge difference. But what I wanted to do was open up this and open up this. The couple of things that I need to steal out of here is the user secrets ID that we're going to use. Because we're going to use that same one. We need to include the user secrets package. So I know we're going to need that because we can't reference user secrets without it. And then we need most of these actually. We don't technically need one of them. And you'll see which one we don't need when I remove it. We don't need in memory because we're not using it anymore. And I think that's the only one. The cool thing is ASP.NET Core All is going to include a bunch of stuff actually, so I am going to cut some of these ones that we added and see what it gets us. Now that I think about it, because some of those might be inside of ASP.NET Core All. Yeah, we'll need SignalR, but I'm not going to toss that in just yet. So give me a minute before I do that one. We are going to need some project references. Hey, random dude, welcome. Thank you for following. And Janisku's here. We didn't just get mentioned by Fritz, did we? Did he wrap up his stream or something? Ah, yes, that's why. Ah, welcome. I have a feeling I just got hosted or raided. We'll see which one. Ah, yeah, there's the raid. Welcome, welcome everybody from the C# Fritz stream. I figured it out when some people that I know were in there showed up. So let's go ahead and grab some of these. Hey, welcome. Yeah. Welcome everybody. Hey, Joe Bun. Good to see you. Alright, we already have the code generation tool. Oh, that's newer than the one that I was using over there. I should be updating. Code generation tool, so that was at 3. Hey, welcome. Bots everywhere. Yes, there are bots. I have bots too on my other account. C# bots. Lots of C# bots. Lord Rowdy, thank you for the follow. Yeah, so for those of you that are just joining us now, we are currently adding a... welcome, thank you for following. We are adding in a web project to our bot. So up to this point, we've actually just been developing our bot. Most of it is in these libraries. We just had a couple of classes inside of console application. And we're going to shift all this over to a web project now because we're going to start adding an overlay component to our bot. And the first thing that we're adding is actually a command that's going to let people toss our hype bot up on screen when they want to. So we're going to do that for now. It's probably going to be triggered based on SignalR. So there's currently an overlay over the screen. It's over there. It's in the middle of the screen. You guys can't see it. Welcome, Joe Bun. Thanks for following. Yeah, we got the follow train going. So that is what we're doing right now. For now, I was just grabbing the references that we had. I really should have the bot going right now. Because it would welcome all of you guys as you showed up, but the bot's not running. So what we're going to do is that the other piece is I was going to steal the all the little bot bits and bring them over. And actually, I'm probably going to kill the console bot because we don't need that anymore. And I am actually just going to hack our bot over into the other program .cs. So what I'm going to do is do a bot initialize on this. So we're going to call bot init after we do that. And that should initialize our bot. If I make this the bot initialize method. Yep, that's the one. Alright. So I need to make all the project references that we have as well, and I'm just going to shift these over there for now also. And the reason I'm going to do that is because we're going to extract it out anyway, so there's no reason not to just shift it over here. Okay, so that should be done. We just need to add our new references and delete our old project. Yep, that's right. I'm actually going to remove the old project. I can still access it. It's both in source control and it's still inside of our Explorer. You were casting the Twitch mobile app stream to your Chromecast and you lost the video when we raided. Oh, man. The one you are raiding, because you are connected to it, is Dev Chatter. So, welcome, Ward. We are here and it's Dev Chatter. My name is Brendan, and a lot of people know me online as Brendonius. So, I am actually in here as Brendonius also. So, Randonius is the guy that can spam those little C# bots in here. Yeah, give me 1 second, Janisku, and I will have the bot running again. Why does it want to... Oh, no, don't save that. It's not in the project anymore. Why did I tell it could save that? Alright, so we're going to add our references to this. Add our references to our other projects. We want to access our infrastructure projects and our core project. So we're just in the middle of setting up our web project for this. So anybody that's wondering, that's what we're doing right now. So now we need to add a couple of references, and then we should compile. And then at this point, I think we can run again, but we're about to find out. Let's go ahead and build first. Just make sure that everything wired up correctly. Some couple of things aren't going to work right. Program. Wait, why can't it find it? We don't have our using. That's why. Yep, as I mentioned, a couple of namespaces are going to have to shift. I have not updated a couple of these yet, and I got rid of our console chat client, so that's gone. And I'm going to go ahead and get this thing running here as soon as we can build, and then you guys will have access to those commands again. But the key is now that it should, cross your fingers, get everything going for the web project also. So we will see. Welcome, Ward. Thank you for following. I was waiting to see if he would hop into chat. I'm not sure that he got started there. Let's bot init first. And here's the other thing I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and get us a PowerShell window. We're going to hop into that folder. And we're going to attempt to just run the bot manually from that spot. So we're going to go into dev. Oops. 1 sec, guys. I'm hopping into our folder for now. We're going to go into our dev chatter bot folder. And what is in here? So we're going to go into source, and we're going to do a .NET build for now. Let's see what it does for us. Welcome, Nemi Games. Thanks for following. So we have a couple of out-of-date packages that it wants us to fix. We'll get to that in a second. So let's do a .NET run. We want to go into the web folder. .NET run project, and we're going to open up the dev chatter web, and it's called dev chatter web cs proj. Yeah, I don't think it's running Magnus, so I'm going to go ahead and run it from here if I can. Alright, so I do have to go into the folder, it looks like. So we're going to go into the folder, and from here we should be able to do a .NET run. We'll see what it does when I do this, because I want to have the console window open so we can see it. Yeah. ASP.NET settings.json wasn't there. It's right here. Oh, right. I forgot. That's one of the settings that we had on our bot, is we actually had those copied, I think. We're not currently publishing this anywhere, and we're running the bot locally, so that's how this is running here. There we go. Okay, so now it's configuring the bot. Let's see if it hops in. Let's see. There it goes. Okay, it's in. Is the website running? That is the key question now. Do we have the website? Nope. We don't. We get one or the other. The way that we wrote it. So let's stop having the bot have any commands of its own. So for now, what it does is, where do we call run? New bot, wait for commands. While true, switch command, and that default command is not valid. Let's find where we referenced this. Right here. Oh, initial command was start. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We are just going to call botmain.run for now, and we're not going to have our start and stop or anything like that because we don't want to wait for commands. And I think it's going to be able to run. Why not throw a command? Yeah, exactly. Magnus, we would have to do something like that, which I'm not going to fiddle with right now. See, now it runs the website. Yeah, because it needs to get back to the website in order for that to work. So, welcome, Parathon. Thank you for following. So let's see. We wanted to configure the bot, get connected, and then as soon as it's got the bot connected, we want it then to run the web browser. There it is. Okay, so now we should have the web browser running. I'm going to go ahead and confirm that. It should be at localhost, and right, we changed it to 1337 alerts. That's where we put it. Right? No, it's listening on that one. So apparently we didn't get that change in. So we're going to go here, because it didn't get that one. No. Isn't it... It says it's listening there. Is it lying to me? Now listening on this address. Oh, maybe it shifted slightly. There it is. Okay. So it wasn't the same port. There we go. Okay, so this is running. And our page is there that has nothing on it right now. Because nothing's triggered. And then commands. Okay, so there's commands. And that's the list of commands that I'm allowed to run. So if you want to get a list of commands that you want to run, that you can run, anyone in chat can actually type !commands, and they can get access to that. So that is hilarious. We started up a game of rock paper scissors and a game of Hangman at the same time. Oh, do I have 2 instances of the bot running? I have 2 instances of the bot running. That is awesome. That is hilarious, guys. There are 2 bots in here. Oh, that's funny. Alright, I'm going to kill one of them. Good job, bot. Thanks for running 2 instances. I think that's it. Alright, I killed one of the bots. I apologize if it was the wrong one, guys. Yeah, Joe Bun. Totally nothing wrong with having extra bots in here. Let me see if I got them both. Nope. Still one in there. Is this it? Where's my bot? Is there only one now? Hey, good, there's only one now. Alright, good, I did kill the bot. Oh, I know what the word is now. There you go. Okay, cool. So that is working. We want to be on a separate branch here, guys, which I think we're already on, because we are making some big changes here. So let's see what we got. Yeah. So I am going to add the overlay command, which doesn't do anything yet. We're going to add our web project, we are going to add that. We're going to add git status. What's going on? Git add. Oh, this is going to be git remove that one, git remove that one, and git remove that one. What is the current situation here? I am going to hop into this folder, and if I'm ever going too fast, guys, just yell at me. I can slow down and get... I think Janisku figured it out. Thanks, Joe Bun. How did you know I have an exec command that gives you full rights to just run an executable? That is totally safe. That's exactly what I was doing. There should be another issue for the project fixing the empty list when there is no winner. Yeah, there should be, Black Elvis. Why don't you toss that on GitHub? For anyone that's wondering, our project is out on GitHub, and you can find it here at... Whoops. One of the issues is to make commands not be case sensitive. So there's GitHub, and you can all take a look at the code out there. We put it together on stream, and just sort of have fun with it. So we're going to remove the dev chatterbot project because we pulled it out for this one, and we actually do want to recursively get rid of that whole thing. So that should be our whole project there. I'm going to take a look in Explorer and just make sure that everything looks like it should. Dev chatterbot. So I think that's everything. So all the relative files have been nuked. I got rid of the folder out of mine. Yeah, Black Elvis, go for it. That'll be an easy one. You're just looking to see if the list is empty, and if it is, respond differently. So it should be a pretty simple one. So we're going to do a commit of this. Switching to web project instead of console application. So that is actually a quick but huge change to the project, everybody. So anyone that's here should be anyone that's here regularly will know that that is a significant change, because this was actually running as a console application up until now. So we do have a number of games in here. As you probably saw, there's a rock paper scissors game that got started. There's a Hangman game, and we're adding a lot of other games. Yeah. So you're also earning coins just for being in chat. So one thing that happens is the bot, when it connects, looks at everybody who's in the chat room and starts keeping track of how long they're here, and it gives them periodically, virtual coins. We call them tokens because we're eventually going to set up the arcade, and the arcade will use tokens. So you might, drop in 4 tokens to play the game, for example. And that's sort of how the bot is going to work. So we call them tokens. You earn tokens over time, and that's how that works. So if you want to see, anybody in chat want to see how many commands you have, you can just do ! commands down in chat, and it will give you the set of commands that you have access to. If you didn't notice, you can look over there on the left, everybody, and you'll see that our chat box, when people type in there, the chat box should be updating with whatever's being said. And it'll hold there just for a couple of seconds and then fade out. Okay, so we just switched this so the bot now runs as a web project, which is very cool. It calculates hashes to get tokens. Yep. All right, so we were working on setting up an alert based on a hype command. So what that means is that we need the hype command to trigger the web project somehow. So, in order to do that, the command is going to have to pull in something from that project, because the core project is not going to access the web project. So for this command, our hype command here, and we have the hype command and the overlay command in the same file right now because we're sort of developing them hand in hand. We realized that we're going to have a lot of overlay stuff, and we were figuring that some of the overlays are going to do different things. And so we figured let's make an abstract base class for overlays, figuring that there's a common set of things that all overlays are going to have. And the last thing that they're going to have is some kind of the web event trigger or something like that. Now this name is going to need to change because display event trigger or something like that. I'm not a huge fan of that name right now, but we need something on there. Thank you for the lurk, Yakrivid? Dever? Or I could read it backwards as Deverk? Deverk. I like that. I apologize for butchering that name. That's kind of my thing, is I'm not all that great at getting names right. I will do my best, though. So what we want to do here is we want to have the display event trigger, and by keeping these names the same, what I'm actually able to do is when I come by with a rename later, it's automatically going to figure all this out and correct all these. So that is one nice piece that we get out of this. Yeah, so right now the hype command just responds in chat and just says hype in the chat, and actually it's not even doing it with our hype emote. We like our little hype emote here. It's kind of hard to tell when he's that small, but that is actually a T-Rex. His arms are too short to hold up the hype sign, so he has these little grabber things, and he's holding the hype sign above his head with the grabbers. So that's fun. And looks like Angus Miguel, welcome. Thank you for following. The fun part is when the bot gets that before the Streamlabs alert does. So on this interface, I am actually going to pull this one out and move it over to kind of feel like there should be an overlays section. So I'm going to make a folder for overlays for now. We're going to pull it in here, and we're going to change the namespace of that. So it's now on overlays, and this should have updated automatically for those as well. So that's the nice thing about all those tools. Yeah, I will probably gift the bot a sub at some point so that we can have him use the emotes, because that would be fun if he can actually do that. So I am going to add a read-only field for our event trigger. And actually, I don't want it to be private. I want it to be protected because we totally want to be able to use that in all the children. That's the point of having it here. So essentially, any overlay command we know is going to have one of these. Other than that, it's a regular command, except the significant difference is that it needs one of these. So that's the big thing there. Which means down here, when we're processing, we want to hit this, and on our display event trigger, we want to do something like, show hype emote or something like that. So I think that's what we want for now. It should be a simple one. We're going to add that. That's going to be a void. And then we need to implement this one. So we're going to derive from that as well, but we don't actually want it derived here. We're going to call this a display simple image. So Angus Miguel, void is essentially on a method. That just means that it's a method that's not going to have a return value. The code I've got right here is valid. It will compile as is. I don't have to have a return. But if I give it a type instead of a void, like a string, for example, then I have to return a string in order for it to compile. In this case, it's yelling because I'm not implementing the interface. So I could do this. But I want it to be void because this method happens and doesn't need to return any values. Alright, so as I said, we don't actually want this one to live here. We want to move it to another project. So the first thing I'm going to do is move it to its own file. So it's no longer in here. So I just used a command that automatically opened it in its own file. It's right here now. And I'm going to take this and I am going to move it over into this project. So I want to make a folder that is specific to the bot. And the reason is we're going to have a lot of pieces for the bot that are going to be different. So I'm going to make an overlay folder over here and paste it in. So I moved that file from the overlay folder over there over to here. And then what I'm going to do is change its namespace, and it's then going to reference the other one. So it's implementing a piece out of the core project, and we're going to use it over here. In fact, the hype command might realize that it needs a display simple image. It might even realize that the one that it needs... Oh, actually, hype command can't because it's got to be over here. So no. Duh, Brendan. What are you doing, you crazy person? I'm actually going to put that in its own file for now, because I think we got the pieces we needed with that. Okay. So now that we have that piece, we should be able to come down here. Why is startup complaining? Did I move something on it? Hang on, guys. I just want to see what this build error is. To do doesn't exist in the current context. Oh! Ah! Yep, that's fair, that's fair. We want to pass in one of those. And the simple image that we want to display is... for now I'm going to say static images dot hype emote. I'm thinking that I want to do that. That might be crazy, guys. But here's what I'm thinking. I don't know where we want to put this just yet. We're gonna go ahead and make a class, and we're gonna call it static images. And I think it's just gonna be a static class that has the references. So this is just gonna be a set of constants. So we're going to have a static class, and then, so static images, yep, that's the one for now. And then it's going to have a hype emote. I'm going to create a property called hype emote on it, and it's going to be a string. And actually, it's not going to be static, it's going to be a const. Okay, so we're going to make this a constant. Okay, so you'll also all probably notice that the bot is actually continuing to post some messages. It just said hello and welcome to the stream, and is suggesting that you, follow along. So you can click the follow button, which is somewhere at the top, or somewhere it might say follow. It might be a heart, depending on where you are. You're probably in the web project, because in the website, because most of the people I use are actually most of the people that are here are actually using that. They're on a laptop or a desktop or something like that, which works pretty well. The next thing I want to do here is this. And so that's actually our little automated messaging system that we have. So we have automated messages and automated actions that the bot takes. So over time it's doing a few things. So one of the automated actions it takes is giving you currency while you're in channel. So if you are just hanging out in here, you will actually be earning coins, which are tokens you're going to be able to use in the arcade once we set up that arcade. And then it's also periodically sending out messages like that one. I know a developer that, actually, well, funny enough, he is a developer, but he does a Twitch gaming stream, and he plays a lot of long games, like role-playing games, and so he has his bot remind him to save every once in a while so he doesn't forget. So that's always a fun one. So this is the, we don't want to call it the hype emote, we want to call this image path, or something like that. Maybe it's image name eventually, but for now we're going to make it image path. And in here, we want to go to our www root, and you'll see that it has a set of images in here already. Let me go ahead and do this. So Twitch emotes. We're going to grab the dev chatter emotes. Let's see what it brings up. Dev chatter right there. So these are our emotes. There's the one. What? Why is that coming in as like a... That's insane, that file type it tried to give me there. Alright, so I'm going to toss this in our folder. In the project, dev chatter on stream, the dev chatter bot source web project. We're going to put it in the www root as an image, and we're going to call this hype emote 3. And it's probably a ping. We're going to find out. Okay. So that should be the hype emote, and I grabbed it from the location that anyone can get it. Yep, moused over it, there's our hype emote. Okay, so if I drag that in there, does it get me that URL? Nope, not quite. So it's going to do www root, and then static, and then images. In order to get rid of those, I'm going to put an @ sign at the beginning. And so for anybody that doesn't know, what that did is that made it so that any backslashes I end up in there, well, actually, since I did /, I don't need it. Oilyball asks, does anyone know something that I can use on a site where I can buy stuff that I put the link of the site in the program and that the program then automatically refreshes and gives me a bunny if a new advertisement is placed? Does anyone know where I can... You want to... I'm not sure what you're looking for there, Oilyball. You want it to watch a page and look for new advertisements to show up and respond accordingly, so essentially crawl that site and refresh it until it makes a change? That's what it sounds like. Tell me if I'm wrong on that one. So that should tell us where the static image is. So that's getting passed in. It's on our hype command. It's on that. So when we do our show hype emote, we want to jump over here. We have this image path that we're going to save as a read-only right there. And so this is display simple image. So show hype emote is what we called for now, but that one's not really the one we want. So this should just be show image. So we're going to have show image. Right? Show image, show image, show image. That's what we want to do. So then inside of our command here, show image needs to, this is where we need to send whatever it is we do to that alerts page. So that's where we need to trigger our we need to trigger our SignalR to have the page display the image located at image path. And in case you guys didn't guess, we are not going to add SignalR today. We are going to add that on Monday at our next stream. We're going to keep going for now, but I'm going to avoid adding the SignalR because I don't want to dig into that and then have to stop the stream with it incomplete. So Monday, just so you guys are aware, we're not going away yet. We're going to keep writing this code. But on Monday, we start at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, which is about 45 minutes before this moment. Today. So it's 2:45 right now, so translate to your time. Basically, whatever time it is now, 45 minutes earlier, but on Monday we'll be starting again. And we'll also be streaming on Tuesday. And on Tuesday, we are planning on having a guest on stream, so assuming that she can still make it, we will have a guest that I'm hoping can help make our bot a lot better. And you guys actually, some of you have met this guest before because you watch the C# Fritz stream. So if you watch that one, we are actually going to have one of the same guests on here. But we'll leave it as a secret for now. So let's see. Do you know any Python? Python's a great language, by the way. It is not going to be Fierce Kittens, although that would be awesome, Magnus. Because Fierce Kittens is really cool. Speaking of which, I forgot to do this forever ago. Let's say C# Fritz needs a shout out, and so does Fierce Kittens, who's probably not in here right now. And I don't want to mess up her name. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a random shout out, and one of these is going to be Fierce Kittens. Come on. Come on. One of them. Go. There it is. I got it. Didn't take many tries. So that every time I get a notification when an ad is placed of what I'm looking for. I am betting that there are tools that do that, Oily Ball. I know there are ones that watch a page for things to change, and watch for specific text to appear. So there might be one of those. So you could look into that. Okay, so that makes that piece wire up. So this is the spot where we would write that. So let's go ahead and get this committed. So we're going to do a get status. We're going to get add. We have our overlay command, hype, and we're going to add the bot folder and program. Let's take a look at the status now. We have those display, event trigger, both sides of that, static image, and then our bot setup. And the last one should be the hype emote that we added. Okay, so we have the program changes, the setup. Okay, so that is, whoops. So we are adding a structure for overlay displaying. What? Oh. I got way ahead of myself there, apparently. Got overly excited. You know how I get, everybody. At least my regulars do. Alright. Alright, so we're not going to hop in there. I am going to add in the dependency right now for SignalR. So for those of you that don't know what SignalR is, it's basically I guess the way I would describe it is it's consistent web communication with the server, and what's interesting about it is it attempts to use WebSockets for it if it can. So it's basically, it makes a connection to the server, and it is going to be consistent so that the server and the client can be talking back and forth. So the classic example of it is a website called Jabber, and that's like the demo that the team that built SignalR did. They did Jabber as basically this chat client that you could talk back and forth through. And the way that it works is if you and the server support WebSockets, you'll use a WebSocket connection, and if you don't, it'll fall back to some other ones. And I mean, the bottom layer then is that it's doing polling with the server to maintain that communication. So what's neat about that is that you as a developer just have to program for SignalR, and you don't have to worry about what connection you're making. And so that was a pretty nice thing, and they made it pretty easy to work with. So that was something that came out of the AspNet team, like oh man, bunch of years ago. So it's very cool little library that they made. So for any of you that don't know, this project is an AspNet core project, not a whoops. What am I doing? Why am I doing that? I want NuGet packages. Why did I open that? Sorry guys, I wasn't thinking there for a second. I'm gonna check for updates in a minute too. SignalR. Let's go SignalR. AspNet SignalR. That's probably the one we want. Yeah, see, incredibly simple real-time web for .NET. So what's neat about it is just how easy this thing works. It's actually been a while since I've run SignalR, to say the least. I played with it a lot when it first came out many years ago. It was really a neat demo that Damien did. I can't remember. Does anybody know if Damien ever shows up on C# Fritz's stream? Maybe you guys know. Yep, trying to do stuff while it's still loading in SignalR. Jobun, that's actually pretty awesome that you use it in every site. Most of the stuff I build doesn't end up needing SignalR. Yeah, our program is running right now, so that's actually why we're getting all these little notifications that it can't mess with these files, because we do have the bot running in the background. So the build process can't put the files where they go, so we might get build errors because of that. But I don't want to stop the bot either, because someone's going to complain when I stop the bot because they're going to go and try to do something with it. Alright. I'm going to kill the bot. There it goes. The bot's gone. Let me see if the bot's still in chat. Ah, the bot's still there. That is hilarious. See, we are actually spinning it off on its own right now. So what I'm going to do is actually fully kill the server for now, because I think I left it running in the website. So I killed 2 instances of the bot. So we had the bot running twice, you'll remember. One instance of the bot was running in the command line here, and that is the one where we manually ran the ASP.NET Core web project that we're building. And then the other one was running inside of Visual Studio still. So that's why we had 2. Yes. Jobun, it is really neat when if you actually SignalR your entire project, because then everybody's always seeing those automatic updates. And you're right, that really is a very nice wow factor at that point. So let me go ahead and do a build really quickly, which in theory should get all these. Seriously? It's locked by .NET? I don't believe you. I think you're lying to me. Alright, I'm going to go kill all the .NET processes, because I apparently left one running somewhere. Who knows where? Yeah, Magnus, the first time they demoed that and they did the SignalR piece, that was really just an astonishing thing. So I'm going to fully kill our web matrix and then attempt to rebuild again. And if it's still locked out, then I'm going to look for a .NET project that's got to be running somewhere. And if not, I might just restart Visual Studio to make sure it's really killed. So, wait, that succeeded this time. Okay. Alright, so we now have SignalR running in here. So yeah, we can turn that on. Let's go over to startup, and then we need to go to configuration, grab this one, app.map SignalR, and really? Did it not? It listed the using, didn't it? What? It's an extension method. Why didn't I find that? Are you telling me that README is out of date? Oh, as if you're mapping from that. Getting started with a signal hubs for SignalR hubs. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, thanks, guys. You know what the new one is, Jobun? Do. Alright, we'll open that up, we'll go take a look. So we're going to hop over to SignalR. Oh, do I have to put it in that way? Okay. In that case, give me 1 second. I will yank that one out. Yep. Yank it out. I don't care about that, I don't think. So yeah, I should be able to do this. And we should have NPM high enough installed to do that, so let's go. And hilariously, I'm going to open up this one because it, whoops, nope, not that. Come on, mouse, don't misclick. I'm just going to open up the console here. Looks like you, and just look at one of the samples in startup.cs. It's use SignalR. Okay. And I think that ran. Wonk. No such file or directory package.json. That location. Oh, web project. Where am I? I was in source. Well, let's try running it again and see what happens. I'm not sure if it's going to figure out the folder then. So we're going to go in here. I don't know if that actually moved me in there or not. I don't remember how the command line works. So we're going to hop out of that one and go into a real one. Guess I can use this one. No such file or directory that. Alright. Yeah, I know. That's because it's inside of that one. Wait, what? No such fun. Oh, why is it looking for package.json? I just realized, my brain just started working there for a second. You guys see that too, right? It's looking for package.json. It shouldn't be looking for package.json, that's not where that is. I forget how you get the version. NPM version. Wow, am I that out of date on NPM? I am seriously out of date. I need to upgrade that. First paragraph of the GitHub. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. Sorry, I was not paying attention. XP low vibe, XP. Thank you for following. Either way. So what I'm gonna do is jump back into that folder. On stream dev chatter bot. So we're gonna hop back in here for now, and then. NPM init. And sure. Dev chatter bot. What the source? NPM init. Entry point index.js. Alright, so I probably set that up wrong, but I can fix it later because it's just a JSON file. And then npm install that. Alright. Thank you for the suggestion there, Joe Bun. I will attempt to do that. Warning, no description, no repository field. Yeah, I didn't put those in there. That's why I don't have them. Okay, so in theory, it set this thing up, maybe, and I don't think it added that to it. I'm only on .NET Core 2.0. I'm not on .NET Core 2.1 yet, Joe Bun. I did not install the preview. So we are on .NET Core App 2.0 right now. So that one may not work for that then. So if we jump back here, this is introducing repo. What's the RT on the end? Why do you have the T on the end of that one? Okay. Yeah, it's not putting that one in there. Well, as I said, that's part of the reason why I wanted to delay this one until Monday so we could futz with it a little bit better. It's hard to say. That's the annoyance with trying to shove something like this in here, is when you run into any kind of issues, it's kind of frustrating. It's nice when you can just point to it afterwards and be like, here's what I did. Yeah, I'll try that, Joe Bun. Did it get it this time? Hey, there it is. Alright, good job. Thank you. Yep, I needed to save it. It just did a, Okay, so it now has that in there. Let's go ahead and build it. See what we get now. So, up to date. So it should be in there. Okay, what are the other things that we want to prep before we do this on our next stream, guys? Anything else? I want to clear out all of the junk that was put in here by default that we're not planning on using. So let's nuke the SVGs, because we're not going to use those. I'll save the site.js and keep jQuery and Bootstrap, and site.css, I should say. And the site.js. I'm fine with those existing. I'm not going to have a carousel at the top of the page, so we're going to nuke that. We might still do some stuff in lists, maybe. So we're going to call this section 1. Section 2, Section 3, and Section 4. So this is a, and I'll show you guys this because I'm sure there's some people on here that have not actually seen ASP.NET Core before. To see how all this works, it's actually very cool. Whoops, cut one too many thing there. There we go. Okay. So we're going to say foobar, and then I'm actually going to do this down here. I'm going to make this link to alerts for now. So we're going to say alerts, and then we're not going to href this, because this is the cool part for ASP.NET Core for you guys to see. So what we can actually do is we can do an ASP page and say alerts, and then that'll actually wire up that link. So we're just going to do that. It'll be the alerts link in all of them for now. Okay, so Jobun said like 400 things right here. Gotta go. You'll see you on another stream. Sounds good, Jobun. We will catch you on Monday, so thank you for stopping by. Okay. So now, if we run this and take a look at our site, we should see it. And what we're going to do is do a .NET run from in here. And then this should build and run our site and get it listening at the specified address once it gets going. So that might be running. Okay, so it entered there, and now we want to go to the address, which is a localhost, and this URL, we'll see how much I messed up that homepage. So there it is, section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4, and the alerts link works. So the cool thing, for those of you that haven't seen ASP.NET Core, these are tag helpers, and this is actually going to get pre-processed by the compiler when you visit the... Yeah, I'm finally building a GUI here, Kid Fundamentals. Hi, welcome. So we're finally actually going to put a UI on this, and we're going to put an overlay. And the goal actually with a lot of this UI is actually to have it on the screen so you guys see it on stream rather than me building in a browser, because I don't like the idea that I'm doing that. This, you know, is a chat bot, not a web browser bot. That's no fun. So I figured I'd show you guys that because it's really cool. I'm a big fan of it because it makes that just so much cleaner, and that'll correspond to one of the names of one of the pages inside the page section. And if you haven't seen this structure before, it's a really neat trick that they've got in there. Essentially, these work like they work kind of like a code behind file did a little bit. Now, before you guys run away and get afraid of that, because this isn't web forms, the reason I say that it works kind of like that is that you have a page model that is associated with the page, but rather than having a really coupled event structure like what existed in web forms, where there was like this event order of when these elements were created and refreshed and dealing with view state and all this, none of that exists. That's not here anymore. These are as decoupled as say a controller action would be from a view, except that then it's lined up and corresponding to a specific page view. So you can think of the page as almost being your view, and then this is kind of like a controller for that page. But we really want to call it the page model, because if we use the word controller too much, it'll get confusing. So this is the page model. Now, we don't want to distinguish that from the view model, which I still do recommend people use when they're using page models. So I actually am already on board and already using Razor pages in, you know, my applications that I build outside of the stream as well. So if you haven't looked at it, I highly recommend it. And so that is what that one is. I will say, we are going to put some of the UI stuff in here, though, Kid Fundamentals, but we're also going to be able to control the bot from the page. So the goal has never been to do anything but that. Okay, so where did I leave that? I'm going to open up a new Git shell, because I left that somewhere. Git shell. What? Chatter on stream, and this is the dev chatter bot, and because you guys are probably getting bored, I will toss this over here so you guys can see it. So we are just going to do a little bit of committing. We are going to add our package.json, and none of those other changes first. For NPM and SignalR, which we're eventually going to add. The next thing that I want to commit here is all of the other pieces. Those are all removes. Nope. Not REM. Contact page, yep. The back end for it. The banner. All the banners. Okay, so we deleted all those things. We modified that file. That should be good. So Removing default. I want to call it CRUD, but that means something to us. Content. ASP.NET Core content. So we'll say removing default ASP.NET Core content, and then we should be good. All right. So that ought to do for that. Let's see what else we can get in here. Okay, so we're able to get the bot running. The bot should be running now. So for anybody that doesn't know, we actually have a Hangman game that we can play. So if you do want to play the Hangman game, I will show you how to do it. And yes, it's case sensitive for now. We have a task to do that, but we're trying to make sure that we leave some items for the community to do, because we do want people to be able to contribute to the bot. So if you do want to play Hangman in chat, you can do that. There's no penalty for wrong answers just yet, but there will be eventually. Anyway, if you are interested in contributing, check out our GitHub at github.com/devchatter. One of the things we're going to add to the Hangman bot is, so right now, if we win, the person who guesses correctly gets points, and no one else does. So there's that. So yeah, see, Black Elvis is trying to help us out there with our Hangman game. So I kind of want to make projects for these. I'm not sure whether or not that's going to be the way we want to go. When there is no winner, display a more appropriate message. Yep, that's a great issue. Thank you. So what I want to do for Hangman is in Hangman, award points to anyone who contributed a letter. So give some points to anyone who guessed a yet unknown letter. So essentially anybody that contributed to the victory should get points. How about per letter points? Another new issue is in Hangman, end game when all letters known. Game should end when last letter is guessed. So we're going to put that one in there. Yeah, so see if you guys can get that one. Ooh, do I know what that word is? I should know all these words. I made the random list. Okay, there's an N. I still don't know what this word is. Huh, well, we'll find out. Because you guys will eventually get it. I have confidence. There's no penalty for losing. Allow Hangman game to be lost with enough wrong answers. Let's see. We're going to have gallows. The gallows will be there by default, so we'll have noose, head, torso, arms, legs, noose, head, torso, arms, legs, loose. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're saying game is lost when 5th bad letter is guessed. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. 6th bad letter is guessed. So you can get 5 wrong and still not be done yet. I think that's the way we want to do it. Because we are going to display that on screen. Oh, hey, it was pepperoni. Yeah, that's a good one. Well done, Janiscu. Congratulations. So Kid Fundamentals, right now we're just running it locally. It's not hosted out on Azure yet. We may put it there, but right now we don't need to put it anywhere because I can just run it locally for this because we're only running it when we're in here. So, but yes, likely we would eventually put this out on Azure so it could run during the stream. And what I would probably do with it is we'll put authentication on it so that I'm the only one connecting to it. And then what we'll probably do is have a button where we tell it to connect to Twitch and the other services. So essentially like telling the bot to start running. Because I probably won't want it running all the time. Only because I don't want people coming in here and using the bot. Unlike the Microsoft employees, I don't have likely an unlimited Azure account. And so, while yes, for streaming purposes, just leaving it here, it would be, perfectly fine because on stream it'll cost basically nothing to run it. But if I set it running out there on the internet as something, and someone was just like, oh, I can just write a bot that talks to your bot, and that would be really, really annoying when I get $100 in Azure charges because someone decided to just point a bot at my bot and it decided to respond to all of them. That would be less than fun. So we added those. So we've got a few issues. The nice thing is I think all of these are really easy ones to add. So award points to anyone who contributed. Not only is that an easy enhancement, that is a good first issue. And then end the game when all the letters are known is also a pretty easy one. It's basically you could just check to see that the masked password and the password are equal. And if they are, then we know we're done already. And there are other ways you could tell that as well. But that seems like an easy one. And then this one, allow the game to be lost, should also be pretty easy if we just track the number of wrong answers. So that is a good set of issues that all, I think, are pretty good first issues. And when there is no winner, display a more appropriate message. Yeah, and that is also a good first issue and pretty easy to do. Oh, wait, is it? Yeah, there we go. And show the hype on-screen command. And I'm going to assign this one to myself because I am working on this. This is the more complicated one. This is a big change. This is not a small one. Other people are allowed to help with this too. So if someone wanted to go wire stuff up, we can, and we would just talk about it afterwards. Issue DreamSpark licenses for teaching purposes. Magnus, they probably would toss a DreamSpark license my way. That's not to say that I don't actually have a license and don't already have Azure credit. It's not a DreamSpark one, but I do actually have one from Microsoft that I use. So they do actually get me one. So in transparency here, I really do actually have one. The problem is I'm already using it for some other stuff that I do, and it is all just like teaching and training stuff. And I use a good, third to half of my budget on that most of the time that I would not want to overrun. So, let's see. Fix hastily synchronized code. Yeah, okay. And then something else we should do, and maybe once we get our SignalR up and running and have that hype emote doing that so that we can start adding the overlays, one of these streams we're going to want to go through and do like a refactoring and cleanup. So maybe that'll be Thursday. If not, maybe next Saturday, because we have a guest on Tuesday, and we're gonna work on SignalR on Monday, and hopefully finish this overlay. So let's plan on that. I don't actually have a stream repository on here. So I'm gonna do that. We're gonna make a stream info, make it public. We'll give it a README. It doesn't really need a git ignore. And it'll just be in here as some details about the stream. So anything like that that I mentioned I can put in here as well. Because I talked about the schedule. Although I could put that on Twitch. But for now, I will do this. We'll say schedule, and we'll say, what are those? That's Monday the 2nd and Tuesday the 3rd. So that is Monday, the 2nd of April. Look at that, how I'm just kidding, guys. So we are going to say 2018-04-02, Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And we are going to do the SignalR and overlay stream on that time. And then we mentioned that on Tuesday we were going to have a guest, so that is the 3rd. And we're going to say that that is Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We are going to have a guest pair programming stream. And actually, so I mentioned to you guys that I have another guest that I'm talking with, and that guest is actually a developer that works for a security company and is also a fan of F#. Not sure what we're going to do on that stream. He hasn't committed to either doing specifically either one of those things, which one that he's most interested in. But he could definitely talk to us about either one. So we could either take a look at, implementing some kind of something, or we could just do a stream where we play around with F#, or maybe he just wants to pair program on our bot. So we'll see. Whatever people are into. So let's see. So we've got that. And just so you guys know, I do have live share installed on here, so when we do that, we are going to do some live share collaboration when we are doing our guest streams. So we were suggesting Thursday, possibly refactoring stream. Hey, Quick Soap, thanks for following. And then the other one is this one, and then that is going to be on the 7th. Which is going to be Saturday at 1 p.m. And that is also the possible refactoring stream. So we're going to put in the SignalR overlay and then those two. So we're going to say adding schedule. We're going to put that on there. We're going to commit directly to master for this because we don't need anything for this. This is just information about the stream. So see, there it is, everybody. If you want to make our bot say hello to you, then all you have to do is just give a quick follow on Twitch. Okay, so that ought to get that working. What I'm going to do now is jump back over to the master branch for now and leave the overlay still, and I am going to close down the bot, so it's not going to say bye, because that's the less friendly bot. Sorry, guys. So it should be, like, dead. Let me just try it. Yep, it's gone. Cool. I jumped us back to the master branch, right? Yeah, I did. That is hilarious. This, like, didn't reload. Wow. Maybe I did too much crazy. So we'll do that. Okay, so now we're back in our regular project, and the reason I jumped us back here is because from this spot we can take a look at a couple of things that are in our bot today and mess with some of this stuff without having to deal with our other changes, because those other changes are pretty significant. So we're going to jump back over to the bot, and we're going to jump to our issue list, So we've started on that one, and it is on a separate branch. And I'm going to specify that this is on the. How do I reference a branch on here? I don't remember how to do that. How do I not remember how to do that? Nope. Okay, well, I'm not going to worry about it for now then. Maybe I specify it from the other side. Maybe someone remembers. Yeah, Janiscu is turned off right now, but I will get it running for you. Have a bot, Janiscu. Okay, so we added a Hangman game, so I'm going to close that issue. Because that's in there. We want to get to quiz questions. Each model will wire itself up. Add a user cooldown. We really should add that. Add expected commands arguments. Clean dependency injection. Add a global cooldown. Whoop. Did I leave something in here? I'm going to run this bot again and take a look at what it did. I didn't actually look at that, but it appears to have bombed somewhere along the way. Where's the bot even running? It didn't open itself. I don't know where the bot's running. That's scary. Hey, Wheelspin, how's it going? That's weird, guys. The bot's not here. I don't have it running. Like it's in, but I don't have it. That's weird. Should be an executable. Huh. That's neat. Okay, well, that's a new one on me. So Magnus has coins. Everybody's got coins. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna mess with a couple of these commands while we're in here. So simple command, coins command, simple command, coins command. Chat streaming. I'm gonna do this. Random extensions. So Wheelspin. Oh, I hope it's not running at an IIS, Magnus. It shouldn't be. So Wheelspin, what we were doing earlier today is we started in another branch. We're actually getting IIS wired up and starting up a web project. And we're going to run the bot from a web project for now, and essentially get it going there. So what it's going to end up doing is it will it'll be able to load things onto the screen of the overlay here. So somewhere over there, it'll be able to pop up something, say like our hype emote. So we want to be able to do like exclamation point hype and have the little dinosaur with the little grabbers and the little sign pop up and go hype. So that's the goal, is have it do one of those. And then once we can do that, we can start doing other things on the screen. So that's sort of what we're going for there. But for now, I'm just doing a little bit of cleanup before we end the stream here, because I'm not going too much longer today. What I want to do is do an IEnumerable of t and say get random item, say this IEnumerable t, and actually we're going to put t there, items, and what I want to do is say, and actually I don't want to return an enumerable, I'm just going to return a single one, and we're going to return items dot select, and then we're going to say my random, x, we're going to say my random dot random number, we can take a ginormous random number, but actually this might just be gwid.newgwid for now. So we'll do a gwid.newgwid because we don't actually need this to be random, and we're going to say first or default first, and we are going to like return empty if there's none first. Well, or default, that's fine. And then we'll just say this new t. Okay, so this is going to force us to do a couple of things. What? Oh, convert link to code. That's what it was suggesting we do. No, so we need to put a constraint on our t because it needs to have a new so that I can do that. It returns back a t. So select items t. Where's my accent from? What does the cow think? I am from Ohio, so it's a Midwestern United States accent, which is not terribly far from C# Fritz's accent, although his is an Eastern Coast, he's an East Coast accent, but they're not terribly different. He's just, you know, one state over. I don't know where you're from. What does the cow think? But I do usually run into you in C# Fritz's stream, so I know you know that voice. Okay, so hang on, I was going to mess with this. Can be applied to operands of gwid and t. So we are selecting. Oh no, I don't want to select. I want to order by. Why did I do that? Yeah, my brain just wasn't working there for a moment. Okay, so order by gwid.newgwid. Grab the first one, first or default. Am I missing a closing paren here or something? Gwid.newgwid, grab the first one. That's going to be of type T. Alright, I'm going to pull that out as a variable for now. T, item. T needs to be a class. That's what I'm missing. Got it. Done. Alright, there we go. Hey, basement! Yeah, go Buckeyes. See? Ohio. Okay. So there we go. So there I stopped being insane for a second, so I'm going to inline this variable now. We're going to inline that, and then that's a little nicer. So there is our random thing. So now I'm going to look for, I'm going to search our code for NewGwid. Glad to know there's another Buckeye in here. So I did this in a couple of places. So what we want to do is say, we're going to choose from our password list. It's underscore password. So we're going to say, whoops, password equals, and then we're going to say word list dot, what did I call it, random something or other? pick randomly is what we're going to call it. So there we go. Oh, I need to remove the new constraint. That's funny. Okay, that's fine, which means I can't new that. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask for the default. Am I running? No, I'm not running a new enough version of... I'm not running a new enough version of C#. If I update this, so we're running C# 7.0 here. If we were running a newer version of C#, 7.1, 7.2, we could be running 7.2 if we wanted. Then I wouldn't actually have to put that in there. And actually, default is actually going to give us back default anyway, so we're going to put that in there and forget about it. Okay, let's go grab our other one in our find results here, which is going to be over here, because we did this in 2 places, and that's why I'm extracting it. So what I could do, because I just realized, is I can put this over here in the random extensions as well, make this be basically the same thing again, but this time return back an I enumerable of t. So we're going to return back we're going to get a random set, and that means for this one, we're going to put in set limit. Set limit. It's the number of items in the set we want to get. And so instead of doing this, we're going to take that number. So we're going to do a take limit. Right? I think that's what we want to do. Take that number, and then, yeah, in that case, it's going to want to to-list it. All right, so we want these to do the same thing. So I think what this one's going to do... yeah, so Joban, I am definitely going to upgrade us to that soon. So we're going to pick a random set, and we're going to pass in a set of 1, and then we are going to say single or default for that one, because it can just call the other one. Because it'll do a take 1 and then we'll single it. It'll be the same thing, and then the code's only written once. And on this one, we'll take in that number and run it, and that'll be fine. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to say... what did I call it? Pick random set? Yeah, pick random set. And then we're going to say max streams. And there we go. And then that should work the same way. Let's see. Malachi, how about using yield and let the consuming code decide how many to take? Yeah, I guess you could. That would be a nice way to do it. So maybe what we do is we write it one of 2 ways. We could yield in one case, and then in the other one, if we know what the set is and want to take it, we could do it that way. Yeah, I've got the bot running, so that's why I'm getting all these build errors. It can't actually change these things while the bot's going, obviously. That is an interesting way to do that. I like that suggestion. We could yield it that way. For now, we know the set, so I'm going to leave it like this for now, but I do like that suggestion. So I'm going to leave it to do here. Add a yield version that doesn't apply the take and allows caller to just enumerate until done. Enumerate until done. A yield version that doesn't apply to the... Yeah, there we go. I like that suggestion, Malachi. In my spot, I already have it set up to use a take, so I might as well. So... Because likely what I'm going to set that up to do is have the... I'm actually probably just going to add a third one, and the one where you know the right amount is actually just going to pull that. So it'll just be another method that does the same thing. So it'll probably be an overload that doesn't take the number. So if you don't specify it, that's what you get. So, okay. So I like that. Let's go ahead and commit these changes. So that's not bad. So we've got our kiblet changes there. None of these are crazy, so let's just do a git commit. Hey! Thank you for the follow, Eldorian. Appreciate it. So what we're going to do here is we are going to commit this with a... added some random selection extensions. I didn't want to do that on master. Why'd you guys let me do that? I'll fix that later. I'm just going to do it here. There we go. Alright. Yeah, so anybody that's enjoying the stream at all, feel free to follow, and you can catch us on our next one, which will be on Monday in the afternoon. So we'll be streaming at this same time on Monday. So if this is a good time for you, hopefully it is then as well. So that was adding random. What other cleanup can we do? Our chat client has a couple of things. We've got connect, disconnect, send message, get all chatters. And yes, we wrapped around the TwitchLib chat because we want to be able to connect other chats as well. I know there's the code cleanup. I figure we'll do a little bit of code cleanup to wrap up the stream here. We've got our rock, paper, scissors stuff. Someone was planning on handling the case where no one wins at rock, paper, scissors. Actually, there is a rock, paper, scissors game item that I wanted to take a look at. That you guys may not have noticed. Our delayed message didn't happen. Join game warning message. Oh, that's why. Automated action system. We didn't ever use it, so... Do you have any recommendations on a resource to learn more about using events? Do you mean like the basic event structure in .NET? Because if you do, there are pretty good articles on the docs now just for using events in .NET. So I would take a look at that first. If you want something like more specific, Malachi, my main suggestion would be just start writing a couple of event handler programs, and you can do some pretty easy stuff with it. DevXer, dear identity framework, can you please work as... Yeah, the identity framework works. Yeah, so Malachi, docs.microsoft.com is actually really good. And I was waiting for Microsoft to eventually work on that. I actually... got to submit code to it right at the beginning. So one of the first things that was actually using that structure was a tutorial that I got to do on C#, which was pretty fun. I think even we had an article on there for doing events and things like that. I'm actually not sure, because they added so many docs pieces. I don't even know if the tutorial that we wrote for Microsoft is still there or not. Someone might know. I don't. I can't keep track of all the docs they've got on there now. So let's add that to the system, and then where else does this get used? It gets removed there, and then that one gets removed there. Okay, so I was removing it, but I never added it. Go me. That was perfect. Nicely done, Brendan. So that ought to actually make that work. So that's a little fix. So we're going to put that one in there, and that is actually send the warning message. Hangman. Let's see. Only 30 seconds left to join. Type RPS rock, RPS paper, or RPS scissors. So there we go. That ought to do that. So that's a nice bit of cleanup. I am going to take a look at our to-do list. And for those of you that don't know, the reason why I always write things as like a to-do in my code, or maybe a hack, there's a thing that you might not know that is in Visual Studio, if I could remember where it is. Where's the to-do list? Other windows. There's a to-do list. Come on. Don't fail me now, guys. Where's my to-do list? Why am I blind? Tell me I'm not blind, guys. Anybody remember where it is? Task list. Yes, task list. That's it. Yeah, there it is. I was looking for the wrong one. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, DevXer. It is a task list. Okay, so that actually lets us see anytime we have the word to do or hack. That's why I wrote them in that way. It lets us find them. Check if published message needs to be cleaned. I don't know on that one. Fix this method's name. That's difficult. Handle this erroneous case. That is the quote command. That, sure. What is this? So we're processing. Someone requested that we show a quote. Yeah, it should have been to-do list. To-do, task list, all the same thing. So the cool things, guys, is the Amazon truck just left my house and dropped off a package for the stream. So that's fun. Basically, I spent all the money that people cheered and subscribed to me on new stuff for the stream. So that'll be fun. So thank you for that. Stream improvements for the win. Hype. This is, someone requested that. We have no argument nulls, or the arguments one is not null, so we are processing it. That should be a quote ID, and this is, they sent us a quote that is not a number. Handle non-number request. What did you get? Yeah, I could do a live unboxing. No, I'm not going to do a live unboxing. So the problem is I am not on the first floor of the house, so that truck was like way the heck down there, and I'm not going down all the way down there just to go get a box. But it is a cool thing. I guess I could do a live unboxing on Monday, but if I do that, then I can't use it on Monday. But I will show you guys what is in the box, and it will be fun because I can show it on stream. It is a physical thing. Yeah. Dude, if I go do that, you're gonna be like waiting minutes while I go downstairs and go outside to grab a box. That's not fun. Plus, I can keep you all, like now you're on the hook. This is like, the Twitch equivalent of like one of those like BuzzFeed article titles, because you're like, I don't want to tell you what it is. Now you guys have to come back to see on Monday. It's like a hook. Welcome, BGSS. Thanks for following. Exactly. There's a cliffhanger now, Wheelspin. But I don't have a... Yeah, see? Here's the one. I don't have a quote that yet. Yep, see, there it is. You won't believe what this was in this streamer's Amazon package. exactly. I don't know. Yes, it's going to be clickbaity. It's going to be something like, this Twitch streamer received a package from Amazon. You won't believe what's inside. Something like that. That'll be good. We don't want triggering. How'd that still remain as triggering client? Oh, jeez. Triggering client. Change to chat client, please. Change this one, too. Ugh. That was terrible. I apologize, guys. That was awful. That was my fault. I did it. I am a terrible person. I made you guys suffer through a bad variable name. I need to know who you were. String username. I'm sorry. Username. What quote did you want? Alright, so now in order to do that, I need to pass in event args, chat user, display name. Alright, there we go. Okay, oh yes, bets for what's in the package. Streamer opens box, then this happened. You won't believe what happens next. He didn't go get... Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true, Malachi. Yeah. It is not a new monitor, Willspin. It's not a new monitor. That is not correct. I will give you the hint that it was on sale on Amazon last week. It was on sale on Amazon last week. Okay, so that one should handle that case, and if we come out of there, we're going to drop out, and we didn't do anything related to quotes because they guessed a wrong one. I guess, in theory, we could do a random one. If they didn't put in anything, but that seems silly. It is not an echo. Eldorian, you win. That's well done. You figured it out. Eldorian wins a prize. There you go, Eldorian. I know what the prize will be. Database, chatbot, tables, chat users, view data. You're probably in here somewhere. This is literally everybody that's ever stopped by the chat. And Eldorian, tokens. Here, have 100 tokens. We'll put your new number at 140. There we go. Congratulations, you have new coins. See, well done. Yeah, I assume the clue of they were on sale last week on Amazon gave it away. Wait, Razer did something early for April Fool's Day? Yeah, tomorrow's going to be April Fool's Day. I'm not going to do a stream on that. That sounds terrible. Who would want to stream on April Fool's Day? Yes, DevXer, I don't have a command to give him points yet. Good suggestion, though. At the request of DevXer, add command to give points. Coins? To give coins. Add a command, an admin command to give coins to users. Enhancements. And actually, that is also a pretty good first issue, but I'm not going to put it as such because it's not super simple. Razor Venom 2. So are you going to connect the Stream Deck to the soundboard? That is the idea, Black Elvis. I will be connecting that. So I want to connect it to the bot and the soundboard as an optional module if we can. You'll remember I was talking about trying to add the sound, like just moving the soundboard into the bot. I'm not sure how we're going to do that one. We might have to set it up so the project starts multiple things. Maybe that's getting complicated. I'm not sure. It might stay entirely separate. We'll see. Oh, man, Eldorian, that sucks. I wonder if you could, like, return it and buy a new one and be like, screw you, Amazon. So, I don't know what they do with that. So we'll see. And just so that DevExtra doesn't kill me. Yeah, exactly. See, DevExtra is suggesting the same thing I did. That's what you should do. Oh, yeah, see, that's exactly, yeah, see? It's really annoying that they don't just, you know, be like, oh, this was going on sale the next day. Sorry about that. Heck, you could even ask them, you know, they could even be like, hey, this went on sale today. We haven't shipped yours yet. Do you want us to delay the shipment and give you the sale price? Which would be fair, actually, if they wanted to do that. Okay, so we handle that one. Did I commit this? I don't remember if I committed this. So no, it didn't. So that's git commit. We are going to commit a thing that is add a message when you request quotes poorly. All right. That could be what does the cow think. The question is whether they charge you shipping to return the item to them. And I'm not sure they do, and many of us have Amazon Prime, so we don't pay it anyway. Yeah, because they're going to have to pay the shipping twice. Because Eldorian probably has Amazon Prime. Or something like that. Actually, maybe... Eldorian, do you have Amazon Prime? I see you have the turbo icon in Twitch, and not the Amazon... not the Twitch Prime icon. Yeah, I use Amazon Prime, so they cover the bill on all that stuff, so it would cost them a bunch of extra money just to do it. Oh, Eldorian, do you have it tied to your Twitch account? Because if you do, you get Twitch Prime. Yeah, I know. I usually grab the Twitch Prime icon over the Twitch Turbo icon, but maybe. Oh yeah, you can actually pick which ones you want to display where you are. That's one of the nice things on Twitch is that you can actually choose how your icon displays. Let's see. So we've got that. Actually, I'm going to make a folder for our args while I'm in here. Because it's kind of silly. So, handlers, generator, event stuff, move all the args into there. And I'm actually going to do that as a move first, and then... What? Because I did the folder. Whoops, get status. I should have figured out that that was a rename. It did. Okay. Move event args into own folder. Next thing I'm going to do with them is give them a nice namespace update, which is going to get messy. Well, yeah, DevX is correct. There's never been anything broken on Twitch, guys. It's always perfect. Really? That's how long you're going to take refactoring that? Are you freaking kidding me? I'm not sure what Resharper's been doing lately. He's been having some performance issues. Katra name. That's actually kind of cool. I like that. Welcome. Thanks for following. So we don't currently have any currency exchanging yet, Wheel Spin. So there's no way to give someone else coins. But I do intend to add those kinds of things, so why don't, while Resharper continues to be stupid, allow users to pass coins to each other. let's see, we'll call it give command to give your own coins to someone else. And we're going to make that be like give person, 10 coins or something. Or alternately, you could say give @person 10 coins. Yeah, that's a good point. Make sure this doesn't allow negatives, because what does the cow think? Magnus. Yeah, I could make them Dogecoins. We actually have them as tokens right now, because the idea is that this is like a custom arcade, so they're like tokens that you use in the arcade machines. And some other people like to mess with the bot. Wheelspin does too. You people trying to break the bot. There we go. No, we're not going to be able to trade coins for real money. That seems like a bad idea, Wheelspin. If you wanted to be able to give coins to someone, you could ask them for $5 and then you could send them to them. There's no help command, but there is a commands command right now, Malachi. So if you do the commands command, that'll show you the commands that are available to you. But it would be a cool idea to add a help for each command. So I do like that idea. Add a help command. Add a help command for info. I like that suggestion. So we're going to do help, and then this one gives general help info. Info. I can't type today, guys. I'm sorry about that. And then we'll say like lurk, and then gives info about the lurk command. Have all iBot commands be able to respond with a short info message. Okay. Yeah, so there is a Twitter command. Make command. Yes, Malachi, there is actually a task for that. We had someone volunteer that wanted to do that. So if you look, make commands be case insensitive is right here, Malachi. I'm giving one token. That's a great idea, poor Toad. You're very likely to get a taker on that one. So we are going to get someone to make it so our commands are no longer case sensitive, which is a simple change. It's like one line in one spot is all you have to do, is just make it a case insensitive thing. But we wanted to make that so that it did a so that we could have some easy issues out on our GitHub for other people to take. Yes. Yep. For those of you that don't know, I used to do some Twitch gaming streams every once in a while on Overwatch on my main account, and I'm actually a regular on a lot of Twitch gaming streams. So I sub to, a bunch of different Twitch channels of gamers, as well as programmers. So I'm usually over on my other account, which is the one I use for gaming. So it's that one I just spoke in chat. And for those of you that don't know, yeah, see, I am a subscriber of C# Fritz also, so I've got that in there. So I have my C# bot. Can the bot have a gambling game if it's just with fake currency? Yeah, it actually does technically have a gambling game, Wheelspin. That's actually what the rock, paper, scissors is right now, but we're going to add some better gambling games at some point also. But I am going to wrap up the stream here, because we've been running for a while, and I think it's about time for me to wrap this up. So yeah, see, we got a bunch of C# bots in there. But it is definitely time for me to wrap up for the day, so I want to thank everybody for showing up and showing your support. As I mentioned earlier, we will be streaming again on Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I want to go through all of my thanks and everything. So the first person I wanted to thank is C# Fritz for the raid at the beginning of the stream. I wanted to thank all of you guys that are in chat and are talking. It is greatly appreciated. We had a bunch of people follow today, and I want to thank all of you that followed, everybody that chat. And if you just sat around lurking and watching the stream and enjoyed it, I really appreciate it. If you are in here, hit the follow button and you'll catch our next stream. You'll get a notification about it. Nothing else. You won't get emails and things like that, really. You can configure it to give you an email when I go live. That's up to you. So, as I said, we'll be streaming. It'll be, let's see, 2 hours short of now. So, hey, what does the cow think? I didn't realize you weren't following already, but thank you. So, it won't be 48 hours from now. It'll be about 46 hours from now is our next stream. And if you do want to see when the next stream is, take a look at the panels down below. Hey, thank you, Sage. Appreciate the follow. If you guys take a look down below, you'll see our stream schedule. We stream 4 times a week for a couple of hours each time, usually. Usually, if I miss a stream, it's either because I'm too sick to talk or because I'm away at a conference. Hey, Wheelspin, thank you for the bits. And it's a Kappa cheer, of course. That's very fitting. Much appreciated. You guys have all been awesome. It is time for me to go and hang out with a 4-month-old. I have a small baby that is, like a spawn of me, and he's very cute, and I am going to go hang out with him for a while. So take care, everybody, and have a great day. And thank you for the follows, and if any more come in when I'm not here, thank you to you as well. And if you are wondering about the music we've got in the background, I should also mention that is Relax Daily, relaxdaily.net. They're on YouTube. They've got their own website, and they do have some free music that we can play. And I obviously could also play music to code by, and I'm friends with the same guy that Fritz got permission from with that one. I could be running that, but I was like, that's weird if someone shows up from his stream and then is like, wait, I'm listening to this again? I was like, yeah. I like Relax Daily too, so we've got that. Anyway, have a great day, everybody, and I will see you all in 46 hours. So, happy coding, and enjoy your weekend.